moving further for the next question, and sir, that is for you, Urvi sir. Sir, the question is, and I must say this is like a good question. Sir, is the subject is scoring?
The subject is scoring provided you don't find it boring. Then that's scoring. And I just want to say that CA final audit is easier than intermediate audit. That's what my personal belief. And students, because like accountancy, they are learning from 11th standard. So when they come for CA studies, accountancy is not new for them. Whereas in CA, there are two levels where they are facing the subject of audit. One is intermediate, one is final. In intermediate, more or less, they are facing the terminology problem, language problem, which they overcome by passing this intermediate examination. And when in the subject, in CA final level, though the syllabus is huge, but if you are giving enough preparation for the major chapters, as I said, A category chapters, it is not difficult to get exemption. I must say that it is not difficult to get exemption in the subject of audit at final level, though the syllabus is so huge, but enough studies need to be done, because I find that the students in the practical subject, what is happening in practical subject, in any particular question, they are writing it, calculating it and getting the answer. When they are getting the answer, they are feeling, oh, I know this particular answer and I know this particular chapter. So they get the satisfaction in practical subject. This satisfaction you will never get in theory subject. So that theory subject, the module is different, way of learning is different. You need to adjust yourself with that. And the subject of audit, as we know that it is really important for practical subjects. So for that, everyone need to give justice to this subject. So whether you like or dislike this subject is of 100 marks. So if you keep, I have seen that students are, first they are saying I will prepare, though they are having 3 years, they are saying that I will prepare in the last year. Then after they are saying I will prepare in last 6 months. Then after they are thinking that I will prepare for 14 days or 10 days. If you are not giving justice, then, but yes, if you are giving enough preparation in a phased manner, continuously observing the papers and all, it's not difficult subject. And definitely I must say, I just want to give you one theorem for this. Learn, revise, present and appear. First of all, you need to read entire module. But when you are reading it, there may be 1,000 pages, but you need to underline it. So, and you may underline 200, 300 pages. Read afterwards, learn. You need to learn. I don't say learn by heart. I'm just saying learn. You should be in a good position to write about it. So second is learning. Reading is not enough. I've seen students are directly approaching exam after reading everything. But you won't be able to write. After reading, there is learning. But what will happen? There are 8 subjects. You will forget it. So you should revise. After revision, I should present. I need to write about it, and then after I need to appear in ICI. Who is failing? Who is not getting marks? Who is simply reading? Who is simply reading and learning but not revising? Reading, learning, revising but not writing. So if you go stepwise, read, learn, revise, present, and then after appear in ICI. Don't skip any of this step. You will get your marks.
And
okay,
I think
yes, sir.
The best thing which has happened to audit subject is 30 marks MCQs. So after 30 marks MCQs, students have very, very good chances, bright chances that they score exemption in the subject. That is the best thing that has happened, and it's the best time to make use of this opportunity, and they can definitely score very good marks in the subject in this current scenario.
That's true, sir. So students, you can score exemption in this particular subject, but you have to prepare well what our experts said. So go for it. You can score a very good marks in this subject. Okay. Moving further, sir, next question, and that is for Ravi, sir. Sir, we discussed about how to write the question, like how we give a good answer for this particular subject. But my next question is about memorizing, that how we can memorize audit. Please guide us.
I understand audit is huge. It is huge. There are a lot of chapters, a lot of standards on auditing, and there's a lot of content, literally thousands of pages of module. and then our notes will go to something like 650 pages. 650 pages notes are there from there to study. And as sir has said that after conceptual understanding, the next step is to learn. I think you need to work innovatively, creatively on how to remember. And that's what we teach. When we teach here at NDI in our video lectures, we continuously, in fact, value addition from our side is to make you learn this subject, how to learn this subject, correct? There are many ways of doing that. Like if there are range of examples, you can simply correlate it in the flow of a balance sheet. That first point is related to fixed asset, second point of investment, third point of current asset, next point of share capital, next point of current liabilities, and immediately you remember 8 points easily. So you need some innovative techniques. Correlating with the balance sheet is going to help you a lot, correct? So that is going to help you a lot. Sometimes some story is going to help you a lot. Chart is going to help you a lot. We use something called image recognition technique. It may sound very funny, but then we can make you remember all the clauses of professional ethics and to tax audit and CARO. Maybe within 10-15 minutes, all the clauses that this particular clause is for this particular point. So I will say that we provide a lot of memory techniques, and these memory techniques are important in theory subjects because it's very voluminous. It's very much voluminous. So you can use all these memory techniques to remember subject. And definitely, as we have discussed before, please focus on what is relevant. Please don't try to go and memorize everything. Please focus on what is relevant. As sir also said, company audit and professional ethics, you will have to remember maybe all of the things whatever given there. Correct? In standards, you have to remember the factors which are important. And then you go to other chapters, something which is asked in exams and MTP and RT that is relevant. So I will say that, first of all, reduce your load by focusing on what is relevant. Then you use a lot of memory techniques, the ways, different ways of remembering things we provide. And it can be very simple sometimes. It is difficult to remember 12 points. But if I break those 12 points into 4 parts, then it will be very easy to remember 3 points in each of them. So these small things, when we teach, at every point we make the changes on how to remember. And the way professors talk, please try to speak in the same flow. The flow in which we talk, that's very important because we remember everything. It is a way in which we talk. If you also copy that thing, automatically you will be able to remember more and more. Correct? So I will say that use memory techniques given by us that will be very helpful to remember the subject.
I just want to say in a lighter mood, I want to say that how I remembered the subject in my time. In my time, if you become a chartered accountant, the initial pay was 25,000. Might be it is 50,000 today. So I thought that if I do not pass this exam in this attempt, it will cost me 1,50,000. So I remember everything then after. So that was my way of remembering the things. So any medium you can select how to remember.
Correct.
I think this is the formula students have to follow, so they can remember everything in a perfect way. Okay, thank you very much, Ravi sir, for providing amazing technique to students that how they can remember this particular subject in the best way. The students follow it for memorizing the subject in a perfect way. Okay, moving further, and the question is again for Urvi sir. Sir, the question is like RTP, MTP, past papers are important or not?
I want to say that in the old syllabus they used to give PM, practice manual, and that was nothing but a compilation of all past questions, past exam questions. I want to say that any birthplace of any question in all subjects, including audit, that is RTP and MTP. First, they are there in RTP, MTP, then after examination, then after suggested, and then after PM. So, in old syllabus, students were learning PM properly, but PM are just compilation of all past questions. But what is new? That is RTP, MTP, where you can find new questions. I can show you many attempts one thing which I believe that if it is November 19 attempt or if it is May 20 attempt, in May 20 attempt, out of May 20 RTP, MTP, they usually do not ask. But past RTP, MTP, my strongest suggestion to all students, don't ignore in any subject. Directly you will get question out of past RTP, MTP. If you just want to see the paper of November 19, compare it with RTP, MTP of May 19 idea that how important this RTP, MTP, and you will have to learn it properly, all the new questions. So RTP, MTP, obviously that is source of IC and we are always getting questions there only, and direct question, and we know that in CA final examination, if you get direct question where the answer you are knowing that that question would be of 1 crore as per Kaun Banega Crorepati for you. So very rarely we get direct question, and that's what I want to suggest you, that this RTP, MTP you should learn in your first attempt. Normally I have seen that students are not able to learn RTP because their basic syllabus is not done. They are not in a position to complete their module, reading of module before their examination. So how I can cover RTP, MTP? So that's what I'm saying, that you should plan your studies in such a way, schedule your studies in such a way that complete module RTP and MTP, you will get a different level of confidence.
Okay, thank you, sir. So students understand that this is a very required and important for you, that is RTP, MTP, if you want to score a good marks. So follow it. And next question for Ravi sir, and the question is, sir, we provided them that writing is a must, writing is required for scoring a good marks. So sir, please guide them that how to do a writing practice so they can score a good marks in this particular subject.
In past exams I've observed, in fact so many years, again Unveer sir will agree, majority of the questions, they are repeated from the past practice manual, MTP, RTP past paper. If student comes to me and says that, if any student says that it was a very general paper, it was not a general paper. It was already asked, these questions were asked. You find it general because you were not aware that these questions were there. Correct? So I will say that around 85 to 90% of the paper is going to be from the complete past papers, MTP, RTP, if you cover all of them. And it's very simple to writing practice. Either you solve papers on continuous basis, or as I said earlier, every alternate day you should write one answer. If you're writing one answer every alternate day for theory paper, you are going to win this exam. But let me tell you, we tell this to each and every student. But I will say that there must be hardly 10 to 20% student who follow this. And those who follow this, they get the results. So it's very difficult to follow. So we are there to push you, to tell you what to do. But then you will have to write. If I only come and write your paper, that is not going to solve the purpose. So please write it, and every alternate day you should write some. In last 6 months, you should do this writing practice a lot. And especially because there's a lot of gap between inter and final. Many times students, they lack writing practice, because in articleship you don't have to write answers. Correct? So that's very important to writing practice. In last 6 months, every alternate day, you are supposed to write one particular answer. That will be very helpful.
If you are straight away going there and writing in the examination, it is quite possible that you may write your WhatsApp language rather than the legal language, because you are not written anywhere, and then we can't expect any marks.
So if you don't want to write a WhatsApp language in your answer, then please prepare and please write an answer, do a writing practice at every alternate day. Okay, follow this thing. It's necessary. Okay, thank you, sir. And my next question, and that is for Urvi sir. Sir, please guide our student that, and this is like a most concerned question because they are very confused about it, and that is that how many days they needed to prepare this audit subject.
Uh, the question is incorrect. How many years they require? It should not be how many days. It took me 15 years to learn this subject. For Ravi, 15 years. So just marking under days that, and sometimes students are asking that 7 days are enough. There is no answer on our part that, in fact, it's of 100 marks. The core subject, just imagine 3 years articleship they have kept to learn this particular subject. All other subjects are just surrounded by having the core subject, that is audit, and all other subjects are roaming around this subject of audit. You are learning costing to do cost audit. You are learning law to understand company audit. You are understanding accountancy to do audit in a proper way. You are learning management to do management audit. You are learning IT to do IT audit. So the main subject is audit, and where students are giving less time. That is not, as I said, that whether you like or dislike, this subject is there, and it's of 100 marks, and there is no alternate. So, but still, if you ask me that what number of days are required, as Ravi sir said that 650 pages are there. Now it depends upon a person. For me to cover it within 20 pages a day, I am saying learning, not reading. Simply reading is not enough. What is difference? If there are 10 points in answer, if I simply read, I will be able to write 2 points. If I learn, I will be able to write 8 points. And if I learn it by heart, I will be able to write all 10 points. I don't say go for learn by heart. I'm saying learning. If my capacity is to do 20 pages per day, so in that case, it will require 30 days, almost. And that is for first time learning, which you can't keep towards end. Because we know that what number of days you get from your articleship divided by each subject. So what number of days you will get. So you can't keep this subject towards the end. So start learning from beginning, make small notes, revise it again and again. If you are doing it in this way, towards 15-20 days can be good enough. But as I said, that depends upon your ability to remember the things and the techniques what suggested by Ravi sir. Yes.
Okay. Thank you, sir. So I think our students are smart enough to understand your answer. Students' learning is important, and sir gave his answer according to student. Like, you have to learn the answer in a proper way, and it's depend on you. Have you grabbed this and have you learn your answer, which Ravi sir provide that particular technique. So follow what our experts say. And again, for your next question, I'm moving with Ravi sir. Sir, my next question is for you, and that is, sir, how to revise an audit, like how to revise a whole audit in a 1.5 days, before exams, how they can prepare for it.
Yeah, that's very interesting question. We keep getting always how to revise that. First of all, if you have studied audit thoroughly, revised it, you will be very comfortable. So before the D day, preparation should be good. There is no exception to that. Now on the last day, please don't go and read each and every line. That is a mistake sometimes students do. They feel that I will read each and every line, each and every point again. Your brain capacity will get exhausted within 2 to 3 hours, and you will find that you have done something very good, but you have done very less. So on that particular last day, you are supposed to do overview of things, overview of the markings and the points which you have already written before. You simply need to do overview. So my suggestion is, please don't go and read each and every line. Do overview of the headings, of the markings which you have done. This will drastically reduce pressure on you. It will drastically reduce pressure on you, and you will be able to cover more topics in less time, and that is required. That one last feel is required, that okay, I have seen this also, I have seen this also, I have seen this also. End of the day in exam, your preparation, your hard work of past 6 months, 1 year, whatever you have given on the subject, that is going to help. But then to have overview is important. Next, what we do, sometimes students are not able to judge how much time should be given for what particular topic. So what we do, we give a last day strategy that from 5 to 7, you have to do this particular topic. From this time to this time, you need to do this particular topic. So out of our experience, and we know which particular topic is, how much complexity it has. So we give a ready plan, last day strategy, simply follow that. Because then we find that student is spending 2 hours to decide what to study. And then he keeps doubting himself. Am I following a good strategy? Is this a proper sequence? Then he jumps from one chapter to another. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. Simply, we are giving you a plan. We are giving you a last 1.5 days plan. Please follow that. Take an overview of things. Don't change material. In this world of information technology, you bring some other charts, some other books. Please don't do this. It is completely suicidal. Whatever notes you have used, use that only, because your brain is used to that particular notes. So take overview, use the same notes which you have. At the max, if you like something, have a reference. Okay, I like this particular chart. Please take that reference. Use the same book, and then use the last day strategy which we give. Our wise strategy we give. Follow that, and complete as per that. That will be sufficient.
I just want to add to this that CA students are making 3 types of blunders in each subject. They are not prepared well 6 months before the examination. So there is no scope, nothing left for them. They couldn't manage the last day. That is the second blunder. And third, they couldn't manage their 3 hours. That is the third blunder. So either of these 3, you will be out. So you need to manage in 8 subjects. So it will be 24 different planning you will have to make if we cover 8 subjects. If you just think about our India-New Zealand semi-final last World Cup, where we were lacking. They prepared well 6 months before the World Cup. Yes, they could manage on the last day. Yes, they practiced well on the last day, but they couldn't perform in 3 hours or 4 hours of match. So that third type of blunder affected. What Nauka madam asked and what sir said, that I can give you my personal example. I appeared twice, and credit goes to this particular subject only, subject of audit. And in a first attempt, I just had 25 marks. I prepared excellent. And I was appearing in the era where I was not getting extra day in between 2 exams. So today is FM paper and tomorrow is audit. And if you just cover that 1200, 1500 pages of module, you will face straight away exam. So, and that last day of the exam is you are facing for the first time in your life. So you are not knowing that what should I do on that particular last day. So I came after giving FM paper, I started reading, and I could hardly cover 30% or 40% of my syllabus. When I was writing paper, I was thinking about 2 things. That now next exam is there. And second, anyhow, I will summarize my subject in a second attempt. So I prepared in a first attempt. I summarized it in a second attempt. In a second attempt, I just summarized. I didn't prepare anything, which I could revise on a day before examination. And I got 72 marks. In a first attempt, it was 25. So preparation was there in a first attempt. Management was there. Summary was there in a second attempt. I would strongly say you should make it in a first attempt only. So that's my personal example, which I'm sharing with all of you.
That's wonderful, sir.
Yes, I must say our student having you as their backbone, so they are going to crack this particular subject, like this particular level in a first attempt, 110%. So thank you very much for providing this answer, like this question in a particular way. So now, this question is like they're having a many confusion on that particular 1.5 days, and your guidance provide them a particular answer for preparing perfectly in that particular day. So thank you very much, Ravi sir and Urvi sir, providing the wonderful answer. I think they understood this perfectly. Now for the next question, and sir, that question is for you, Urvi sir. Sir, the question is, do they ask index based question?
They do ask. In fact, it also happened in November 19 paper. And
Okay.
and the same question was there in a. I just want to tell students that what is the importance of MTP. In November 19, there was a question related to this, and the same question was there in a March 19 MTP. So it was a May attempt. Before that, they gave MTP, and the same question they repeated. They asked in the examination of November 10. So they do ask. So no one can ignore it. But still, if you see the module in the company audit part, in the exercise they have written AS, accounting standards. But yes, definitely in days based question they can ask in the exams. So you can't ignore it.
Okay, so they ask index-based questions in this particular subject. So you don't have to ignore that thing. You have to learn and you have to prepare for it. Please follow it. And yes, sir. Moving further with the next question, and that is not from the student side, that's from my side, and that is for Ravi sir. Sir, the question is, which common mistake made by our student at the time of preparing for this particular subject? And please guide them so that they can understand this thing and not make a mistake again and again.
I think if we make a summary of this whole session today, we will get many points what mistake students do. And but then quickly, as we have discussed this, but then I will say that please allocate appropriate time for the subject. That's very important. Appropriate time. It takes around 120 hours to go through the classes, 120 hours to go through the first read, 60 hours go to the second read, again 60 hours go to the third read, and finally 20 hours you go for the last day. Please allocate time. At least this time you should allocate. Allocating time, as we have discussed before, this is the first thing. Without doing this, all other plannings are not going to work. So please allocate time. That's the most common mistake is they don't allocate time for the audit. They will say, sir, 5 days I am going to do practice manual. Will that be sufficient? If you are going to ask me this question in the last month of the exam, I am going to say, you go ahead. It will be all fine. If 6 months before you are going to ask me, I am going to thrash you like anything. Correct? So our answers will change depending because we want best for you. Please allocate time. That's very important. Please don't write whatever you have seen in articles. Just don't go and write what you have seen. Try to answer from the standards on auditing, from the modules, from the question banks. Please answer from that. And third thing is writing practice. You please focus on these three things. You allocate good time. Try to write from what is given the material rather than the just going for practical experience. Unfortunate. I'm saying that is unfortunate part that if you write from the practical experience, you are not going to get good marks. Correct? You are going to lose a lot of marks. And third, please do writing practice. If you do these three things, and as again we have said, it is we can say all those things, but it's up to the students who to follow it. Please follow these three things. And we have hammered about these three things again and again in different questions. But that hammering is good. If you follow somehow these three things, you'll be scoring good marks.
So far as in a lighter mode, I want to say that so far as mistakes are concerned, any CA students before becoming the CA, they find that the mistake what they committed is joining of CA, and they find that was the biggest mistake they did. But I just want to say that becoming CA is similar to climbing up on a mountain. When you start, your enthusiasm level is different, but midway you find so tired and you want to go down, you want to go back. But when you're reaching on the top, the view what you are getting, that you can't imagine from the bottom side. So you are almost it's a journey of climbing a mountain, and you are in a midway. So with motivation, you should climb up and you should reach on the top.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. So I think I just want to say one thing to our students, that if you don't want to be the part of the students which are making this mistake again and again, then please follow these three things what Ravi sir said, and please follow the thing which Urvi sir said. and don't be the part of that category that making this this kind of mistakes again and again. Please follow what our experts say. Okay. Now, when it's about my next question, I always feel that thing that's you prepare for 300 days. In fact, you prepare for 3 years, you prepared for 300 days, you prepared for 30 days. But it's all about a game of 3 hours, right? If you present in a perfect way, and then you can score a well marks in that particular subject. So my next question is all about that, and that is how to handle that particular 3 hours, because it's all about a 3-hour game.
That is really important, 3 hours, and
Yes,
that mindset can't be described in words. The way in which we are discussing right now, and that 3 hours is a different thing. But still, I want to say that if you know the paper style, and if you know your strength and weaknesses, by combining these two, you can handle that 3 hours. There are 2 possibilities. Within these 3 hours, you find with the same preparation, you find the paper most difficult. In same preparation, within this 3 hours, you find it is the easiest paper. Then how to handle it? For that purpose, you should know the paper style. Paper style, as we discussed in one of our previous questions, they may change. But still, I would strongly suggest to the students that see the MTPs. If someone is appearing in May 20, they should see the MTP of May 20, more or less the same paper style. Now, if they know that question 3A, 4A, 5A, that is of professional ethics, and which is my strength, or question 1, in fact, question 1 would be, that is multiple choice question. Afterwards, the remaining 6 questions you are supposed to write. Question 1 is compulsory, and out of it, you need to appear 4. So, question 1 is compulsory. You are very sure about and question 1 will be of standard on auditing. If you have prepared a well standard on auditing, you can start with that. But provided you know the paper style, and paper style will be the same more or less what they had in the this MTP, model test paper. So first of all, know the model test paper. Question 1 would be of this, question 2 would be of this, question 3. Now what is my strength? Everyone, any student, even if with the list preparation, is good to write 40 marks paper. Remaining 60 marks, he may write to the best of his knowledge. But to attend that 40 marks paper, where you are best, in a first 1 hour is really important. If you attend that first 1 hour 40 marks paper, your strength area, company audit or tax audit or professional ethics or essay, if you make blunders even in remaining 2 hours, still you will get 50. And if you are doing better in remaining 2 hours, you will get exemption. So if you want to pass this examination, 3 hours, for that, see the model test paper, decide your strengths and weaknesses. They are giving you 15 minutes extra. Sometimes this 15 minutes may kill you. In practical subjects, we have seen that students are reading the question and they find it the most difficult, and I won't be able to crack it. Don't look at that question. You should be knowing that question 6 would be of company audit. You should start with company audit 15 minutes. See the question of company audit 6A, 6B or whatever it may be. Decide your answer in your mindset and start writing immediately. Within first 1 hour, try to cover 40 marks paper, which is your strength. Give your best. And even if you remaining 2 hours, if you are not able to write properly, still you will get 50. Now, second scenario, you were having strength of those 40 marks, but you started with some other questions. Now the blunders will start. Now getting 40 will be a question. So starting with that particular question, which is your strength, and strength may differ from person to person. So with the same preparation, still you can make your paper and clearing examination easy in the subject of audit. And I believe any CA final students must be in a position to write 40 marks paper, but do attend that 40 marks paper in the first 1 hour. That is my strongest suggestion.
Yeah, I will say that again, as I said, please don't study till last hour. You should leave your studies at least 2 hours before the exams, because If you're studying till last minute, you are instructing your brain, okay, you are less prepared, keep studying, keep studying. You are, in a way, you are undermining your preparation, undermining your confidence. Please don't study till last minute. At least 2 hours before the exam, you should stop your studies. See, many times I see that students, they are already consumed before the exam. If you're already consumed before the exam, how will you concentrate for 3 hours? So please stop your studies early. It's absolutely fine to stop studies 2 hours before the exam. Just relax, meet your friends, discuss anything other than studies. You should be in the best of your mood, best of your relaxed mood before you go for the exams. And as correctly sir said, if you can divide out of 70 marks, now 30 marks is MCQ, decide best 40. Best 40, and even if you give good time to that, that is absolutely fine. But first 40 marks which you write should be superb. The person who is checking should know a good student has written this paper. And then they automatically understand when you go end of the paper that you are going to write some things which are very far, you're writing some few points you're missing. That's absolutely fine. But first 40 should be real good. And even if you take more time in writing that is absolutely fine. But he should be very happy looking at your first 40 marks. Correct. So the same thing.
Okay. So I think this is the most concerned question, that is, it's all about the 3 hours. And I think, my dear students, you all can understand this thing. This is the situation, and that is the time period where you're facing a many kind of pressure and all that stuff. But what our experts say, if you follow that thing, then your pressure level definitely not at the time of when you going for your examination. Please follow that particular thing. It helps you a lot. Okay, moving further to the next question, and that question is for Ravi sir. Sir, MCQs are there, right? So my next question is related with that particular MCQ. Sir, how to prepare for MCQs? Please guide our student for that.
First of all, I will say that the first thing in the paper which you should go and attempt is MCQ, because probability that you are going to score more marks is very high in MCQs rather than the theory. So I will say the first thing is you go for the MCQ, give your best in the MCQ. Don't worry about time a lot. Even if you give 5-10 minutes extra, that is absolutely fine. Correct? Because scoring 25 out of 30 is possible in MCQ, but that is not possible if you go for a theory thing. So first thing is to solve it. Second, now when I see ICI MCQs, they write a lot of, they will give company background, a lot of details. Many of things are not relevant. I will say that when you read MCQ first time, don't give extraordinary importance. Don't be very slow in reading each and every line. The most important thing is what they have asked, that is written in last 2-3 lines. So I will say that be little fast in going. You are supposed to skim through quickly. Okay, what they have given. And you are supposed to focus on last 2-3 lines, what they have asked. That is very extremely important. And very important thing is you analyze the options. Analyzing option is going to give you a lot of clue. How this A option is different than B, how B is different than C, and how C is different from D. That is going to help you a lot in deciding the best option. So I will say that focus on last 2-3 sentences, what they have asked, focus on that a lot. Correct? And then focus on how options are different from each other, where they have changed the things. These two things are going to help you a lot in solving the MCQs. And definitely MCQ will need MCQ practice. And you should do the ICI MCQs first. Definitely we are giving you a lot of MCQs from our side. Whatever MCQs ICI has drafted from their side, they should be covered first. And you should mark important MCQs which you want to see last day before the exam. You cannot go and solve all the MCQs. That's not possible. So ICI MCQs first, all the whatever MCQs they have given, good marking. First thing to do in exam is MCQs. Give time. Don't worry. Even if you give 5-10 minutes time is absolutely fine. Focus on the last 2 sentences and focus on options. I think this will help you to score good marks in MCQs.
Okay, thank you, sir. I think our student got a good clarity, a crystal clear clarity that how to prepare for an MCQ. Students follow it. This is the thing you have to do. And my next question, that is for Urvi sir. Sir, the question is, do they repeat essays?
Basically, what I said earlier, that there are two students. One is preparing 60%, still getting 95 marks, and second is preparing 60%, still getting 40 marks paper out of it. For that purpose, they should first check the May 18 paper. Then after November 18, instead of, if I give a exact answer to this, they should check that whatever essays they ask in May 18, they repeat in November 18. Then after November 18 to May 19, May 19 to November 19, and November 19 to May 20. They will get the idea. In fact, there are a number of essays, standard on auditing, and there are many questions which can be asked out of different essays. So more or less, I believe that they do not repeat, more or less. But as we know that ICI is known for giving surprises, you find that essay 570 is being asked in last attempt, and so it won't be repeated. And the first question which you face, and specifically in this era of multiple choice question, if they don't repeat in theory part, they may somewhere cover in multiple choice question. So ignoring any essay, not advisable any day. But yes, you can do inside ABC grading, that this is what they ask in last attempt, this is what they ask in last to last attempt. So where I need to give first justice. Because in multiple choice question, if they ask any particular essay, it may be a loss of 1 or 2 marks. But in any theory question, if you don't answer, it may be a loss of 5 marks. And question which is compulsory, that would be an essay question. So I don't suggest to ignore any, but you should have the idea of what is being asked in a previous. I've seen student repeating the same, learning the same answer or same question which was being exactly asked in a previous attempt, which they more or less never repeat. So where to focus and where to emphasize, right investment should be made, right investment of time.
Okay, so I think the most important thing is here that students have to prepare for all the kinds of surprises. So they have to prepare everything, but they also have to check what earlier asked. So they have to prepare that thing also. But be ready for the surprises always and prepare everything. Okay, moving further, the same question which I asked earlier, that is related with how to prepare for MCQ, sir, Ravi sir, to you. Now my next question totally related with it, and that question is how to, like that, what approach they have to follow to solve that MCQs.
Yeah. We approach thing, definitely. As said, the first priority they should give is for MCQs only. First priority should be MCQs. First thing which they should solve is MCQs only. And if they can finish off MCQs in first 1 hour, that will be a good thing. If 1 hour, I'm saying it's on higher side. Regarding 45 minutes to 1 hour, if they give that much time, that will be fine. I think the points which we have discussed before, that will be sufficient for this question also.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's true, fine, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir. And now the next and the last question, and I think this is a most concerned question because student having a confusion related with it, and that is for Urvi sir. So please solve this confusion of our student, and that is, sir, Caro 16 or a Caro 20. It's about applicability. So please guide our student for this particular thing because they having many confusion.
Let me just brief about the history of this Caro. In fact, it was, in my time, it was Mao Caro 1988, Manufacturing and Other Companies Auditors Report, Order 1988, which was being replaced by Caro 2003. Then after it was Caro 2015, then after Caro 2016. And now it's Caro 2020. And but recently they have deferred the applicability. Earlier it was for 1920, for the year 1920. I think so. There is a notification of 24th March, and where they deferred the applicability, and now it is of 2021. So we are just waiting for ICAI's any particular announcement for this. But still, I don't think that it is applicable for May attempt student, which is now exam would be in the July. But for November attempt, they should wait because they have deferred the applicability. The government has deferred the applicability of the same. But let's ICAI to make announcement. Right now, I would suggest student to prepare for CARO 2016 only. And once they have prepared for CARO 2016, it would not be difficult for them to learn CARO 2020. So 16 is right now advisable.
Okay, thank you. So I'm done with my biggest list of the question for the particular audit subject. And sir, I must say this is like a perfect and amazing solution for all their doubts, all their confusions. And I think this is like the end of session, and they're having a great idea that how to prepare, from where to prepare, and in which way they have to prepare for this particular subject. So thank you very much, sir, for being here and spend your precious time for our students, for guiding them in a particular amazing way. Thank you very much again and again. And yes, sir, any last message you want to give our students?
Stay safe in this corona time and don't go out. Quarantine is not a new word for CA students. More or less, anyone becoming CA get themselves into one room before 3 or 4 months for preparing. Not going out, not eating anything outside, not meeting friends. So not a new thing for us, CA final student. But stay safe and prepare well. Give justice to this subject. Give justice to all subjects. And commit to your parents that in this attempt only or whenever you have attempt, you will pass exam and get a wonderful life and get it like one surname which you are getting from your family. That is maybe Trivedi or Chaturvedi. Prefix that is CA doctor that you need to earn. And you are approaching your last examination too. So all the best to all the students.
Thank you, sir. Ravi, sir.
I will also say that this particular session was wonderful. We have touched many aspects of overall studies and audit. If students, they carefully listen to this particular session and if they implement these things, I think there's no way that they can ever fail in this subject and they will come up from the flying colors. And I will say that if somehow in any subject or any exam you are not able to clear, please contact us. Don't hesitate to take our guidance. I think that is the time you need guidance most, when you don't clear your exams, and don't get disappointed. Correct? In today's world, it's very difficult to digest failure. But remember, digesting failure can be the best thing which can happen to you. Everyone has to digest failure at one point or another in their life, whether it's academic life, whether professional life, or somewhere personal life. Failure is part and parcel. If you know how to digest the failure, I think you have a good life ahead. So it's okay. Accept it, digest it, move ahead. And thank you very much, Nauka madam, again, and Uri sir. It was a wonderful session.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Yes, that's amazing session. I think here we are going to conclude our session. And student, again, one thing, you having many issues, you having many problems. Here in this particular session, we provide all the solution for your all kind of doubts and issues. But what you have to do, you have to follow it. You have to implement it. So please implement this particular thing which our experts say. Okay. Thank you very much, student, for joining us. And stay safe, stay home, and prepare well for your examination. All the best. Thank you.
If you like this video, share it with your friends. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to watch more such videos and learn from our expert faculty members. Press the bell icon to get regular notifications whenever we upload a new video. Download NDI mobile app to get complete CA course online. We value your support. Thank you for watching.